We are back, and this is day 3 of our beautiful quantum conversation experience with Ella Isakov. We are so excited to join you again, or for you to join us again. It goes to two-way street. We join you, you join us. And together we are going to share our experience. When we clear the chakras, when we energize the chakras, more information is available to us. So we want to hear from you. What happened yesterday? What did you notice? How did you integrate? That's a beautiful place to start. So for this, I'm going to allow you guys to think of that, but I'm going to welcome Ella. Hi, Ella. Thank you for being here. Welcome back.
Hi, Lauren. It's great to be back. It's been a wonderful, really privileged couple of days being with your audience.
It is so lovely to have you, and thank you for that activation yesterday. You know, what I find really interesting is that let's just, when we're talking about chakras, the root chakra, that one for me personally, wow. Wow. Sometimes I wonder, like I had this revelation, what am I running from? Sometimes I feel like running from something, like running away from people. And so it just makes me look at that. And this is related to the first chakra I've identified. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, the first chakra really is about tribal community, about your first relationships. It's also about the grounding you have in your life, your path in life, whether you're moving along your purpose or not. But what I noticed really came through really strongly yesterday. Remember, when I'm doing the healings, even here, Divine knows who's going to be even listening. So it's actually to whoever's listening, it's actually for them as well. Does that make sense? So it knows even beyond the people that are live. And it was a lot of inner child. It was a lot of childhood trauma, a lot of past, like disconnection from the inner child. And even from past lives. So I felt like that was like, it was astounding how much was being cleared. And me, I admit it's because your audience is so, they're not beginners. It was all coming up. Like it was just, and it was just easy. Shoop, shoop, shoop. And that was really beautiful to watch as it was being cleared from your first chakra. Remember, yesterday I also mentioned that's also your wealth chakra, your basic chakra, your the coccyx area. And remember, our early childhood wounds really do lead the show for so much of how we are now. Yes, we could say the beliefs and this, that, but even like so much that's so unconscious, what we go for, what we say, what we believe, how we believe we're lovable or not lovable, what we think we deserve or not deserve, what am I worthy of? And it's all shows up there. So it makes sense that it's also the wealth chakra because we're creating wealth in the 3D. I mean, we can open up everything, and really miracles do happen when we're everything, make the impossible possible is that's kind of my jam. So I'm all for that. But this is a part of you that when it's cleared, when it's vibrant, when it's expansive, it's a whole different, you're getting, as you mentioned, different forms of communication, different messages. You are being guided by the power of your root, the anchor, the anchor. And I know there's also the Earth Star chakra, but this was really the anchor into your being, the anchor into your life.
Yes, yes. And so that has us reflect on that. And I'm not going to go into that. It's a little personal, but I really truly understand that. And so I hope everyone is feeling that. I would love to see who felt things in their chakras. Like for me, the root chakra was there. I really love the heart chakra. Like I've been dealing with heart coherence a lot. And
Mm.
what I discovered is that wow, there's still, from yesterday, there's still some grief. There's some guilt there. And yesterday, for a moment after that clearing, and it was very brief, so I think I moved through it. It did bring something to come up to be released. And I felt that sadness from the heart chakra, and I wanted to cry. Literally like was ready to sit down on the couch and just kind of cry for a few minutes. But then it just went poof and it went away. So that was a rapid release. Like I could feel it coming up. And it was like, okay, kind of like a sneeze. I was like, okay, okay. And then it was like gone. So very interesting. And that's good news, isn't it? That's good news. In my mind, that's very good news.
It is really good news. And so many layers, right? We're just moving through layers of identities, programs, beliefs, emotions, guilt, grief, shame, unworthiness. There's different layers of that for sure.
Yeah. All right. So we have a comment. Thank you, Casey. Thank you, Casey. Casey says, don't know if this is related, but had a dream. Returning dark, rich, wet soil back, no longer needed, placed around trees and of different groups of people.
I feel like Casey, that you already know the meaning of this, so that's why the divine's telling me, but it's actually also about the sturdiness of you, as we grounded you into the humanity, into the earth of your life. I feel this is a big one for you, Casey. Did you feel the personal elements of that dream? Oh, well, yeah,
And I'm
I don't know if she can unmute. Oh, yes, okay, there you are. Yeah. Yeah, because I straight away the divine said, you know. And if you don't know, like like your soul knows. Yeah, your soul knows.
Hi, Casey. You're unmuted,
Ah,
goddess.
hi, Casey.
Hi.
Yeah. I feel
Hi.
like
Sorry.
yeah, no
Go
problem.
ahead.
I feel like you're almost like they've put you into the richness of your being, the richness. As soon as you said red and fertile and soft, like the richness of your being is like you literally planted. I don't think it's like the beginner stage, but you're planted in something that's going to be uprising still. Does this resonate for you, Casey?
Yes, yes. I've been going through a lot of upgrades recently. And so I'm kind of in a place of just like waiting to see where this is going.
Yeah. If I can offer one thing is just surrender to it. Don't question, just be curious and in the deep state of allowing, because I think you're gonna really appreciate what's coming.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, and oh my goodness, I placed around trees. That's like your richness is adding to the root energy.
Right,
I
that's
got
right.
that. And so
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
yeah.
Cool. Thank you. All right. And I see Nora. Hi, Nora. What's your comment or question? Good to see you.
Hi, nice to see you both. You're all touching on some of what I'm sensing for myself. So the first, second, and I would say fifth chakra. Ooh, yeah, there was a wasp. Sorry. Oh, oh
Ooh,
my gosh. Okay, guys, I'm
stay
going
still. It
to.
won't bother you.
Oh,
Wasps.
okay,
Wasps. Move with the wasp.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm calm. Thank you, Loren.
Yes. I'm not scared of wasps,
Mm.
but I have been stung by them and ooh, black ones. Watch out. Watch
I
out.
think that was a black one, but
Yeah,
it went
watch out.
away as soon as I relaxed. When you told me to relax, it
Yes,
went
you
away.
can. It's wasps are beautiful that way. They do pick up on our energy, and if you surrender and just They flow right past us. Okay, cool. Well, that was symbolic a little bit, Nora.
Ooh, I think so. Because yesterday felt like, even though I'm in transition right now. I just know it, like a major transition. And yesterday, like it gave me like a real punch to like really push me, not push me, maybe, huh, catapult me forward.
Springboard. I'm getting the word springboard. Does that feel like
Yeah.
a springboard?
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
And I would say, if I didn't already, first, second, and voice chakra, fifth. Um, yeah, just I've done a lot of fighting in my lifetime historically, I'm going to say. Yesterday, I was fighting again, and I'm like, okay, why am I still here? And I just went with the situation, and I said, all right, I'm going to go ahead and fight for me, and I did, and I wouldn't drop the situation, and I pursued it. I was told to wait till Friday for, you know, someone that can do something about the situation. I was like, no, we're taking care of this today. And it turned out so beautifully with, the person I ended up dealing with yesterday, that I was like, wow, I feel so honored the way they treated me, the way I felt abundant, um, honored and abundant in this situation in the end. Because I felt kind of cheated initially. And I was like, wait, what is this? But then by the end of it, I was like, wow, thank you, Source. Thank you that yeah, it's like my defenses went up, and I was like, I don't want to be in this anymore. But then I was like, wait a minute now, just, I didn't have to fight so hard, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Um, and for me, it's all about truth and justice. Um, so anyway, that's what I'm sensing. Yeah.
You're softening, Nora. You really are. Is what I see in you. First of all, I see you. There's a big, like this flower energy around you. So
Oh.
I don't know if you're a healer as well, but there's like flower energy around you. And like the petals are opening. Like you're
Mm.
softening. And this will become more of your natural state, as you move forward. Like yesterday, the situation, well, you notice kind of the old programming or how you've always managed your life. And then probably because of the clearing and the activation yesterday, which was still kind of unpacking and the particles were still settling, but then it kicked in. But you'll notice though, as you move forward, and feel free to re-listen to yesterday's activation, that's for everybody, it'll become more of your natural state. And this is what you're moving towards because, we can be fighters, we can be warriors for our truth, for this and that, but we can also get to that with softness, with
Yes.
surrender, because we literally then we attract, as you know, it's also our frequency, right? And then we attract exactly what is it that we are wanting to bring in, wanting to happen. Because all of it is, we're allowed to want that. We're allowed to want this for ourselves. But it's about the nature, the state of our being as we're moving through that. And I can almost see like all of a sudden, like maybe Divine is showing me like then the old way wanted to come in, and then all of a sudden, I don't know if you felt this rush through your body, but they're saying like then there was like a rush from the activation, and then like it's moving you into that new state. And this is really beautiful for you, Nora.
Ah, thank you.
You're very
You,
welcome.
you said it
Did
very
that all
well.
make them okay? That
Oh,
made
yeah.
sense. Okay.
Yes, totally. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
You're welcome, Nora. That's beautiful. Um,
Thank you. Thank you, Nora. I'm glad that you felt so much from that activation. And Like the throat chakra yesterday affected me as well. And the magnetism that was activated from that, you felt that and it totally shifted things for you. Wow. All right. I love that. Does anyone else want to share anything? Caroline says, my root chakra was doing Kegel exercises during the activation. I felt at peace and energized after. There you go. It's interesting the belief systems that ruminate in our chakra systems. And also, maybe you want to talk about cords that can attach to the chakra systems.
Mm.
Um, that's because of energy. Do you know much about that? Can you explain?
I used to work with chords more. I
Hmm.
don't work with chords as much because as I raise the frequency with whatever intention, and we move into the ascension process, new higher timeline, clearing the identity loops, the karmic stuff, the beliefs, all that dissipates. But I have worked with chords a lot in the past, 100%, and I've done a lot of work in the Akash. I still clear from the Akashic records, but not in the same way. Um, in fact, now when the divine wants to bring the Akashic records, it's not always to clear. Sometimes it really is just to bring a resonance of healing from the Akash. So it could be a blend of different things. So the cording from oh, got a hand up. Just one last thing. The cording from the chakras, where I found it to be quite prevalent, is from the intimate relationships of family, partners,
Mm.
kids, and
Hmm.
that is where I work most with it, not so much with the collective. I do clear from the collective, but I wouldn't call those chords. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yes, all right. And so we know like romantic relationships as well. Those chords are deep and on multiple
Oh,
layers. And what did I understand is that for like if you're with someone for X amount of time, it's going to take that X amount of time to like unravel from that. But this energy work and the clearing work around that actually helps to accelerate that. So it does make perfect sense when we do chakra clearings that it will naturally be a byproduct, the clearing of those cords. It's a natural byproduct of the energy work. So it's almost like a bonus, right?
100%. Like I'm getting 100%. And this can, of
Cool.
course, be into the past lives as well, which is a whole other thing. But yeah, the attachments are deep.
Oh my goodness, the past lives. We can take that a little bit deeper as well.
Mm.
We're going to circle back around on that because
Okay.
I want to reach out to Caroline. Caroline Goddess, you can unmute and share with us, please.
Hi,
Hi.
Caroline.
Oh, yeah, that was very powerful yesterday. But yes, my whole root chakra was doing Kegels on its own, and I could really feel it just expanding. And it's like I was really glad to receive the energy. And I'm 63 now, but it took me a long time to get into my body. And what I'm going through a bit more now is aches in my calves. And yesterday I could really feel as I expressed the energy, almost like restless leg syndrome when I was
Mm.
receiving the energy. And the other part that was really strong is I really felt the sphere around my head. So it was really powerful
Yeah.
and beautiful. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So glad you enjoyed it. I would re-listen. I'm getting three more times for you, Caroline, if you're open. I'm not getting the spacing
Yeah,
between them, so but I think that you would know. But I'm just saying three more times for you. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. When we do the women's workshop,
Hmm.
uh, we have like individual time for things
Yes.
that may be going on in our
Yes.
bodies. Yes. Okay.
I forgot to mention
Okay.
that.
Uh,
Is this a good segue to just talk a little bit about that? Okay. I'm glad
Thank
you asked that because I was looking over and it's like, oh, I forgot to mention that. I love doing scans and it doesn't take long for questions and such. I have a membership as well where I do that as well. So this would be 2 days, two different times. So it's like an hour and 15 minutes in the morning, an hour and 15 minutes in the afternoon with a little bit of an integration break between, which I give, well, the divine will give like a ritual to do, whether it's walk or hug a tree or lay on grass. But the first day is all about clearing the emotional loops, the the mental narratives, the identity loops that are keeping you in a program that is not serving you. It's outdated, it's 3D. And then so there'll be a clearing, there'll be an activation, there'll be an ascension, and then I will also have Q&A and scans. So either from the healing itself or something else. But the first day, I'd like to keep it to the mental and emotional. That's really huge. The second day is where we're going hard on the physical body, but not just what you think. And so not just cells, DNA, and fascia, but I'm actually also going to bring your programming outside the aging. That's also part of, it's the program that is, it's a program. So we're going to bring you outside of that program. So we're going to create the blueprint literally outside of that program. And when it's done, and this is really what's important to understand, when it's done, when the divine, when we've set that intention, when we've activated the blueprint, it is done. It's done in the divine on the soul level. Then it's just a matter of the consciousness, which I also do. I'll move it through your neural pathways and help your consciousness understand. Then it's connecting your consciousness to that. So it is done once we've activated it, whether it be anti-aging or moving you outside of the aging program or outside of any ailment or scoliosis. Like I've worked with so many different things on the physical level. It's just a matter of the consciousness catching up, which is why we also have a re-listening protocol. So you get the recordings of everything. Yeah, and you actually, what I'm also being guided to do for this is even give like a 1 week support where you can reach out as things that you're feeling afterwards, because this is going to be a very deep, transformative couple of days. So you're going to be getting a lot of energy. So that's why Divine is also going to be giving me the integration, whether it's, detoxing bath, the teas, I'll even what to do on the days, but even on the following days, how to move forward as well. But let me just go a little deeper into, so the first day will be about the emotional loops, improving and balancing your mood system, identifying and dissolving any of the collective beliefs that you've taken on the unconscious level. And then we're going to send your frequency into blueprint, but we call it the frequency pattern. So then when we ascend into the new frequency pattern, we stabilize that through your nervous system. No matter what anybody comes to me for, because the consciousness and the mind takes time to catch up to what we've done, we're stabilizing the nervous system. And then even after it's done and we've recoded your DNA, because remember, we're moving you out of the one and two. Most of the world lives with one or two strands of DNA, which is primal, which is survival, which is fear, which is you against me, which is like, fear of dying, all of that. When we move and start to crystallize the more strands of DNA up to the 12, the dormant, the junk, whatever you want to call it, then we're moving really into the higher frequency. But as I stabilize you into the higher blueprint, both the first day for the mental and emotional, the second day, you're going to get a whole physical body upgrade. We're actually also going to be shifting your timeline, which is, of course, shifting your consciousness and the helping moving that through your neural pathways to stabilize you there. So this is the huge part. We're not just activation, away you go, bye. It's also about stabilizing, helping and move through your neural pathways. And then the reason why the re-listening protocol is important, this is why it's so we can get really, we are stuck in pretty big identity loops. whether it's about aging, whether it's about whatever we're dealing with in our body, whatever that we're dealing with our, say, our business. We are in this looping cycle. And our consciousness is a loop. And I remember Lauren yesterday asked me, because yeah, we are moving really to the abstract consciousness because it doesn't make sense. When we're in the higher frequency, higher timeline, we're stabilized there. We are working on a higher DNA system. I'm sure there's a better way to say that. And we're stabilizing you there. So it's going to feel abstract for your consciousness for a bit until it latches on and becomes your reality. And this is huge. We shift the consciousness, then the physical body catches up, which is everything, the beliefs, the emotions, da da da. Lauren, do you have a question on anything I just said?
Oh, that is so cool. It's a lot of really good energy work and the integration afterwards. It's not just going to be for those 2 days. It's going to open us up, as you said, as our consciousness and our mind catches up to it. All right, that's really cool. And let's talk about a few things that are pretty cool because I just had another idea as well. We
Okay.
want to make this super special, right? We want to make this really special for people. And so we're trying to add a few cool things. And one of the things that I found, actually, there's two things that I found. So I'm going to include something with this that people can use right away when they purchase. And actually, a couple of people have already purchased it. So we're going to, even though they've already purchased it, they will also get these bonus items that we're talking about. But one of the things that I use is it to rewire? Yes, I'm going to say to rewire my consciousness, neural networks is plant music. And this is really cool. So we're including from New Earth One Network a bundle of plant music that I recorded. And I just want to share what that is because it was recorded with a machine from Dom and Her in Italy. And these machines have been replicated by other people. They've knocked them off. So it's out there. The technology is out there. And it really was from off planet. But it's the ability of microbes to pick up the frequency of plants with the leaf and the root. And then it feeds it into a MIDI synthesizer so that the energy of the plant is turned into music. The frequency is assigned to musical notes, much like music from the universe that my dad created. And so this plant music, we're offering it for you guys because it's going to, ooh, what happens? It is unlike anything you've ever heard. It's the supportive energy of the plants, like these flowers next to me. I wish I'm growing some of these on a vine in my yard and I will get the music from them, but this is out in the jungle and I can actually hear that frequency that they're emitting. And it's such a soothing, and it's not in any rhythm. And sometimes the silence that comes through makes you ponder or become aware of that last thought that you were thinking of. So it's highly supportive and it's going to take you into a quantum level. So we are including a bundle of plant music
Cool.
when you register for the course, the virtual retreat. And that's just really special. I'm very excited about that. So we hope that you are excited about that too, and you can use it all along the way. I used it when I was developing New Earth One Network. It totally took me out of the mind. It opened my mind. It kind of made me a little spacey, but that allowed for higher frequencies to come through. Plus, it allowed for negative emotions to release because one time I was sad when I heard a tree being cut down, a chainsaw, and I'm like, oh no. And then I literally watched out my window this tree getting cut down. And then I was so heavy in the heart from that. But after that, I sat and took my music machine, plant music machine, and recorded my plant with the intention. So all the music has an intention behind it because the frequencies are carried on the intention. So the intention is carried on the sound waves. So cool. It's so beautiful. And I share this story because in an instant, I'd say like within 10 seconds of listening to this plant music, the pain of that tree being cut down totally dissipated. And then I got a message from the tree and it says it's okay because I'm still holding hands underneath. My roots are still connected. So anyway, I want to share the plant music with everyone. That's a super special gift to help stabilize. First, open up and stabilize. All right. And then Ella, you've got
It's almost
something
like
too.
it's very parallel because all the healings that I do are also around an intention.
Yeah.
And then we activate the intention permanently in the pineal gland. So that's really, I really love that. I was actually feeling it as you were talking about. I can feel it in your veins as it's like
Yeah.
it's flowing. Like it's, yeah, wow.
Makes me totally spacey.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really cool, but it opens us up to new ideas and
Mhm.
information. I believe it will help us hear our higher selves more. I've heard my higher self more.
Yeah.
Okay, really cool. And so you've got a fast action bonus as
That's
well.
action bonus. Oh my gosh. So I every year I do time healing. I've always been very fascinated with time, even before it became like, everybody's talking about timelines, the maneuvering of time, the time collapsing. So I've been actually doing healings on time for a number of years. So I'm including this really special healing called Master Time, Be Here Now. Now, this is using also sacred activations. It's not just my modality, but it's mostly my frequency medicine. But basically, what we're doing is we're clearing from the past time. So your childhood, past lives, ancestral, and anything that came before this moment. We're literally rewriting your past to help to start to transform your present. Then we also clear from the present all the influences that are coming at you, the pains, the struggles, the blocks, the current relationship wounds, the immediate financial, health, life challenges. What's happening now that's bringing you into a loop, trauma imprints, affecting your nervous system, even though the nervous system really is from it stays. So we're clearing all that. Then we're moving to the future. So we're actually even helping the future be brighter, expansive, bold, activated. So we're activate your desired future that hasn't been manifested yet. Your fear-based, clearing any fear-based fears about the future, anxiety about what might happen, the fears about the future and what could be, living in that expectation, anything that's keeping you from surrendering to the flow of life. Then the kind of other special thing that I'm doing, which is still timelines, is I'm actually moving also clearing from your parallel lifetime. But what I decided to do in this healing is I used, so there's two different ways I could have gone to heal from the parallel timelines. One is from your Omega guides, which is really handling the whole big picture, or the Alpha, which is handling your boots on the ground. So what we decided was to call in the Alpha team from your parallel lives. So to clear the boots on the ground to help with your current, whatever you need. So then after all of these clearings, we're activating that into the clarity, the abundance, the everything manifestation into the present. Hence, master time, and then you can be here now. So that healing is about 45 minutes, and it's pretty powerful. I love playing around with the energies of time. And when we have the divine coming in, when we're working on shifting the timelines and stabilizing you there and helping your consciousness not only understand, but really start to connect to that, that's when our reality shifts quite quickly. Quite quickly. And as you keep stabilizing at a higher frequency, then literally, I'm not even kidding you. I think of things, and like within a few days, something happens and it comes. If everything, the frequency of your thoughts will shift the frequency of your reality. And this is
Yeah.
my wish and desire for everybody. But then it's about not grasping or attaching or struggling, but really allowing the frequency, allowing your consciousness, allowing the new stabilized timeline in your consciousness to really stabilize there and just be in the flow and be surprised over and over again and be in awe and be curious and live the life that your soul has always like you're here for.
Yes, this is our lifetime to live that life, to live that life, to do a lot of cleanup from past
100%.
lives, and to really make deep progress in this life. That's why we're drawn to information like this, right? That's why we're going through this big shift on the planet. Everything is changing. Everything is changing, and it can be quite frustrating, exhausting, confusing, not knowing what to believe anymore. But what we do know when we do this work, we know what we are inside, we know our soul, and we know what we know. The great sages have said this for eons. You know what you know within you. It's
Mhm.
all within you. The universe is within you. And this work allows us to decipher that, to recognize it, to feel it, to play with it, to experience it. And so our lifetime is us with this ability to do it. How many other lifetimes have we missed the boat? We can look back at those and we can see. And this was a question that I had on some past lives. And if we have time, we can circle back around to it. But at one point when we were doing heavy energy work, I looked at many people. I was in a brand new place, living in a brand new place, but I was looking at people and having memories of past lives with the people, the brand new people in this brand new place. And it was like, wow, I've had past lives with all of them, and I could see it so clearly. Now, what do we do with those past lives? Because actually, in hindsight, I can see I had something to work out. And others, it's like, we're here now and it doesn't matter. Past lives, can you address that a little bit more, Ella? Because yes, if we need to clean up some things or readjust or claim power or forgive, right? Simply forgive that other person or honor the other person. I guess that's what I'm looking at now. That was the reason for all of it in that one particular instance with one particular person. But then the others that I had recognition of, it's just us. There was no need to go deeper into it. It was an awareness. That was all. So isn't that
Yeah,
interesting? It's very cool.
it is really cool. Uh, Working through the past lives is helpful at times, 100%. But what I think about more now is what divine guides me to now is just clearing the programs, whether it's the program. So I'll give you an example of what happened recently. It became so apparent that she was a dark witch. So we could have in the past life, but by the end of that lifetime, she was already feeling remorse and she was already feeling shame. Now, we could have just delved into that wound of the witch wound, which I've even had a witch wound in the past life, so I identify.
Yeah, I think many of
But
us do.
that's right. That's right. But what Divine showed me after, actually at the same time, but after I saw that whole scene, is that really it was a battle between dark and light for her. And once we cleared and forgave, shed light, cleared and brought into the divine light, the most magical thing happened. All her gifts were returned to her.
What happened? What
So this
gift?
golden, it was like a big initiation, like literally. By the way, when we're working with divine, it doesn't take long. Sometimes it just just takes seconds. Like that's why it's like, oh,
You can
like
feel it.
my sessions are like 30 minutes, but sometimes like um, what happened? This golden beams that went in her and like it looked like a sword or no. Well, I'm not always good with the names. It's a stick and it's gold and went inside her and what is happening? And all her gifts were coming back because that battle is done. That battle is cleared. That battle is over. Now it just happened so fast, but I also feel like she was ready for it. It wouldn't, I want, yeah, I think it's also, is there a such word as shaft? Is that a, yeah, I don't
Or
know if it
a
was a wand,
staff or
staff, thank you. I think it was longer than, what you just said there in the
like
comments.
a
It wasn't a
scepter.
wand, it was like a, yeah, like a staff or like a stick, but it was gold. It was very bright. And it went in her, and basically she was going to an initiation of all her gifts were being returned. But when they're returned, it doesn't mean like, oh my God, all of a sudden now I can hear everything and see da da da. It's gonna take time to unpack for her. But that was really beautiful. So I do go into past lives, but not to go into any story. In fact, I'll be honest with you, because causal stuff comes in sessions a lot. Sometimes it like I don't tell the person the story. I just say the program I'm clearing. I'm clearing this program. I'm clearing this wound. I'm clearing, you were stubborn, you were selfish in this lifetime. I just clear the program. I don't always feel it's important to, I don't want my ego to work with her ego. I want the divine to work with her essence. So, did that make sense, Lauren? Hope I.
Yes, it does. It completely does. And so thank you for sharing on that.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. So again, I'm going to go drop the link to Ella's beautiful offering so that you can check that out.
And the
But there
fast
is a,
action is till the end of the weekend, or what date are you giving for the
yes,
fast
till the end
action?
of the weekend for everyone. And
Till the
that
end of the,
is Ella's extra bonus, the healing session there, the mastering time.
so July
Okay.
26th, yeah. Wow.
Great. All right. So then there is a question from Casey, and this
Yes.
is a good one because Casey says physical integration can often include physical manifestations like feeling tired, not sleeping much, personal interactions with people that need attention. Is this still a post experience in this work, or is it different now in higher frequencies?
So is the question, as you go into higher frequencies, will you not be as tired? Is that the question?
So these physical manifestations, is this still a post experience? Like, does that happen in this work, or is it different now in higher frequencies? You know what? I would like to answer my take on this because we do a lot here as well. And sometimes we get, let's call it being very high. You're elevated, like you feel high,
Mhm.
naturally high. You're just like, yay. And you're in this bubble, an energy bubble. But then you come back out. And I noticed this maybe definitely 10 years ago, like in 2015, 2014, 2012. That's more than 10 years ago. But in the beginning days of starting to do this work, we'd be all high, but then you'd come back into your walking reality with your family, and it would be like, bam, where it'd be like a drop, like a sugar drop, right? Where you're all like
Mhm.
high, and then it's a buzz kill, and you're just like, you could get very frustrated. But for me, over time, that balanced out.
Mhm.
And I want to use your word that you use, stabilize, because we stabilize to the higher frequencies,
Mhm.
that it's not such a shocker. So, Casey, I hope that that answers your question a little bit. Am I close on that, or do you still have more to say? And you're welcome to unmute yourself as well if you
Yeah.
do want to ask.
I want to just answer Tanya. Yes, this is all, yeah, clearing traumas, Tanya, clearing traumas, blocks, densities, from the emotional, mental, physical. timelines that are impacting you. So that's what that whole weekend, the women's virtual retreat is. The first day is all the emotional and mental. The second day, I feel like I feel like we need the whole, both times will be on the physical body, but on different aspects, like hormones as well, cellular, moving you out of the aging programs. But the first part will probably be more the cells and the fascia and the organs, like that. And go ahead, Casey, if your question was not answered, you can ask it.
Yes, you can unmute. There you are. Hi.
Hi. I guess I was wondering, and yes, and that was kind of making sense what you were sharing, Lauren. I have noticed that in integrations and upgrades now they're easier for me, but I go through phases where the physical now has to catch up. I often don't sleep during specific periods of changes and shifts. And so I guess it's wondering how different is this work? You know, what am I not going to sleep for a week?
No,
What does
I've
that look
never
like?
had, in fact, I have people that sleep very soundly after my sessions. I do want to address one part though. So yes, we are shifting your consciousness, your timeline, the frequency. We're stabilizing to your nervous system. You guys have all heard that several times. The physical body does take time as we're clearing the distortions and the densities. When people feel tired, it's kind of a two-part. One is, how do I say this? When they resist, the shifts, so this is moving with the divine, helping you move into the surrender, if helping the body shift to this higher consciousness, and rest may be important. So when people resist, it can't make them feel tired. I also work a lot, like I literally make things from carbon to light to shift even scoliosis. So when that is happening, the particles are settling for her, that's shifting. She is tired for a few days after, but you can imagine that that's big work. And she's got the re-listening protocol. The more people surrender and just allow, not fight the changes, because we don't realize how attached we are to these densities and distortions on a deep unconscious level. And the more that you are in the flow and allowing, which I will also coach you through if you're during the weekend, the more it's where we bring our attention. So we tend to bring our attention. The consciousness likes to go to the pain, to the old suffering, to the old programs. And slowly we're moving you out of that. Go ahead and Casey, and unmute if you have I need a clarification.
Yes, that actually makes sense. I do notice that old patterns are showing up for me. And so I'm seeing that.
Yeah.
Then I do have a little bit of feeling that there's part of me that's resisting or holding, fighting back, like that old me fighting back the
Mhm.
changes.
That's right. It's the identity. We identify with pain, we identify with patterns. Even, we want things, we want wealth, we want health, but we have to move out of that identity loop and then slowly shift and more into the higher timeline, higher consciousness. And it's going to feel abstract for a bit until it doesn't. But I've had nobody that I can't remember, nobody's ever said that they didn't sleep. In fact, I'll tell you right now, my clients, if anything, they like to sleep for about an hour after the sessions because it's not done after the sessions, like it's still being recalibrated on a DNA level. So yeah, my client in New Zealand, she goes every time afterwards, I just need to sleep for an hour. And that's actually the best thing you could do. Because
Mm.
imagine we've done all these shifts and all of a sudden you go back to work and you're doing da da da, you're talking to people. It's actually best, which is why this is why I'm really excited with this virtual retreat. Even between those sessions, it's not a time to go back to, I don't know, whatever you do. It's still a time, I don't want to say just integration. It's still a time to allow, and to be and to feel and to connect and to work on that, really removing you to higher flow. I like to also use the word flow because higher frequency is also flow state, right? It's less density, it's less all of that, but it's also, I'm going to go back to stability because in my life now, even when I have really great week, I'm still stable. There's no ups and downs. It's this, maybe you can speak on this too, Lauren. I sense that about you. Maybe other people here, like it's just a stable state. And no matter what is showing up, it's in that state because the DNA is activated, recoded, timelines. Yeah, it's gonna be a beautiful weekend. That's why I'm calling it the new you.
The new
Yeah,
you.
the new you.
Um,
On all levels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
multi-dimensional new you. It's a multi-dimensional new
That's
you.
right.
And you know what, Casey, I wanted to share my personal thing. You know, last year was a big upgrade for me. Oh my gosh, it was really intense. It was year of the snake, and I was born in the year of the snake. And so it was like, shedding skin, right? And I found myself waking up and just my brain going over all the things I needed to do or things like this. And it would be like 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock at night, and I wouldn't be able to get back to sleep. But then I started, I took a change. Um, and I started meditating, coming into heart coherence, being in the quantum field, really focusing my attention and practicing that and really doing that if I would wake up. And then I slept really well. And then I
Mhm.
woke up and that convinced me, I'm like, I got to do that. Why wouldn't we be doing this all the time? So we get better at it. There is something about this work. Our consciousness is trying to poke at us, right? When we're not sleeping. And then when we start to make these shifts, then we're able to sleep and regulate better. So I just share that because for me, it was an eye opener. It's like, okay, I got to do more of that. Yeah. So we're all doing it and we're all learning in our own personal ways. So you know what? I wanted to say that what are the dates of that? It's coming up at the end of this.
August 29th and 30th, Saturday and Sunday, 11
Okay.
a.m. Eastern time for the first, and then 2 to 3:15 for the second Eastern time. You don't need to be live. You'll get the recording. If you can't make all of them, you'll get the recording, but you're going to get the healing in real time. My clients and students, they all feel it even if they're not
That's
present.
the quantum.
That's the quantum.
That's the quantum of it. And so, all right, so that's coming up at the end of August. So what I'm going to do, I'm excited for everyone.
I'm so excited.
I want to do another bonus. I want to do another bonus so that
Okay.
people this weekend can come into the energy. And there is something, you're familiar with the Ho'oponopono, Ella.
Of
Yeah.
course I am.
Yes, we all are. I think we all are. If you're not, then learn more about the Ho'oponopono. It's the forgiveness. I call it the forgiveness miracle. I'm going to include that. That's a workshop on Saturday. And anybody who purchases Ella's her package, her virtual retreat, that's going to be included. And why am I including this? It's because it's kind of what Nora was saying. Maybe it was KC. It's this softening, right? We have to be able to show up in a way where when we speak to other people, we can diffuse situations. If there's something not going our way, or if we're having a dispute or anything, it could be like someone in the grocery store that you stubbed their toe or something, right? Oh, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I'm sorry. And that's just on an instant level in front of someone. But you can also take this and turn it into the relationships that we have. I know people who've had long-standing problems with relatives, sisters, siblings, spouses, whatever. But this is a miracle in the way that it works. It immediately diffuses the situation so that we can open the door for communication. And that's why it's so important. So I'm going to include that for anyone who
Wow.
wants to, and it's going to be recorded. And when you purchase, it'll be in your account on New Earth One, so it's there. If you can't make that live, you're going
And
to get
it's
the
live
recording
also
for
on
that too
Saturday.
on Saturday,
And you're
12
running,
p.m.
you're leading it.
Yes, I'm going to leave it. I'm leading it because it's really important to me. This is where I've used it and I've witnessed it, even in my own life. There's a story I could share. I didn't know if I was going to stay married. That's how the 2020, there was like 13 hours. I did not know if I was still going to be married. That was just so, but then I heard my higher self say, this is another thing. When we do this work, we hear the voice of our higher self. And I heard my higher self say the Ho'oponopono. And I was like, wait a minute. Why do I have to say I'm sorry? I'm the one that's hurt. But you know what? That's not what it's about. So I said that. And my husband knows the Ho'oponopono as well. He knew exactly what I was doing. But that's beside the point because even though he knew that it was, I'm just saying these phrases, it literally did diffuse the situation. It opened up the door and that was the best thing for us. And so it's just magic. It's magic. So we're going to dive deep into that and then we're going to do an exercise where we actually literally put people up on our stage and it is a very good clearing exercise. I want everyone to know how to do that. And if you don't, then you're going to want this. But if you already do, there's still some beautiful things that you're going to learn from that as well. Because that's important that we speak those phrases in every situation. Neighbors, in an email to people, right? Customer service in an email. Just watch what happens when we weave those words. I did it to a neighbor one year and she was kind of mad because her dog was barking and I went over and there was someone house sitting for her and I went to the house sitter and I said, "What can we do to make that dog happy?" And the house sitter kind of got freaked out. It was during the pandemic and everyone was kind of freaked out. And so she kind of got freaked out. And so I went to my neighbor when she returned and I said, "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to frighten the person who was house sitting for you." And then I did say the Ho'oponopono, I wove it in. And my neighbor spoke more to me, and this was all over an email. She spoke more to me in that email than she's ever spoken to me in the 10 years that I lived next to her. I thought that was just so amazing. That was magic. See,
I
it
mean,
opens
like,
doorways.
we're healing humanity, in
We're
short.
healing humanity.
We're healing
Yeah.
humanity. It
Ah,
really is a powerful time to create the inner shifts. And I mean, goodness gracious, the world needs healing. And that's what we're doing when we're showing up for ourselves because we're,
we imagine in the polarity of this world, when we use those phrases,
Mhm.
what that will do
Yeah,
when we're all adults and show up in that way, that's powerful. All
so.
right. And also, we're at the end of our time, coming up into the
Mhm.
final moments, but I wanted to have you share more, Ella, about personal sessions. So now, if people order a personal session with you, can they get that
Oh, yeah.
before, or do you want them to wait until the retreat?
Ooh. No, you can book it. I think somebody already I think
Immediately.
two people already have since
Immediately. Okay.
yeah. And it could be for anything. I see people wrote in the comments, but it'll be based around an intention that you come for. Lately, the divine's been really asking for just one intention. I used to see some of the intentions people would come to me with, but now it's like heal the spine, activate the frequency of money. So one intention is what they've been asking for, and but it will help so many parts of you as well. I forgot to talk about the personal session. I mean, that's really the collective stuff is great. And then one-on-one, we can really dive deep into your personal, whatever you're going through. So it's a great deal as well. So that's the other thing. Uh,
Yes.
and I
Yes.
just don't, yeah, healed. Well, the nervous system is actually always getting healed through my work because we're always basically my frequency runs through your DNA and then we stabilize that in the nervous system neural pathways. But yeah, there's probably something deeper behind that nervous system. So I can heal your nervous system, but it'll be going behind to what the nervous system is carrying. Does that make sense? Oh yeah, yeah, okay, you got it. Okay, yeah, okay.
And I just want to say, when remember Caroline was saying that she felt natural Kegels as she was working on the root chakra in yesterday's activation. Well, you know, my study of quantum physics and the human body, the sacred technology of the human body, is that that is pumping the cerebrospinal fluid, which carries information. And our bodies naturally reset every 12 hours. The cerebrospinal fluid vents out through our brain and it gets refreshed every 12 hours. But those Kegels and our consciousness can move that as well. Breath work helps us move that. Isn't that cool that she knew
So cool.
that she was doing that? It was like like it was coming alive. It was a natural movement of cerebrospinal fluid clearing out that chakra. That's so cool. So cool. All right. Ella, I am so excited for your virtual retreat and for the personal sessions that you offer everyone. I thank everyone for being here. How fun! Let's give a big hug to everyone, whether you're watching us live or you're watching in the recording, because you're still part of this energy. We truly hope that you enjoyed this time and that you're feeling expansive in your energy. This is it. We hope you're uplifted and hoping you are stabilizing. So as we say goodbye, please, 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 Ella, close with a few final thoughts.
I'm just really excited for the package, the offering, and just sending so much love and harmony and blessings to all of you for time and time again showing up for yourself. It's not easy, but one of my sayings is you're worth every moment of effort. And just so much blessings to everyone.
Blessings. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Give yourself a hug and a smile on your heart. Thank you, everyone, for being here in this quantum conversation experience. Namaste, beautiful ones. We love you. This has been a presentation of New Earth One Network, your home for New Earth living. Access information, education, and videos on living from the heart in unity consciousness. Visit newearth1.com.